Hello everyone, it's Stray Faye here with another episode of Olympia Soiree. We are very close to finishing Riku's route. I feel like things are slowly ramping up into an inferno conflict. We had a nice romantic episode last time. Got a sweet kiss from our serious love interest Riku, but then at the very end, I guess Riku's little break is over. He's gonna settle this once and for all. And with who? Not too sure, but I have some ideas. Maybe he might know who was trying to kidnap us. Alrighty, so let's start this chapter bonds. We have Yomi Resident here. Hey, where's the Undertaker? Get him now! Has a body been discovered down here? Come on, it's not like anyone knows where he usually hangs out. The following day, the area grew rowdy as Riku and I left the bathhouse together and walked to Kunado. Has something happened? Okay, he's still with us. I was worried he was gonna run off on his own, but I guess he did promise. He did promise to help. Did he promise to help Byakuya with the delivery service? I heard someone say Undertaker. Maybe someone passed away. Just find him quick. The body looks like it's been around a couple days. Lord knows when it'll start spreading Haku. Wow, really? Was it in like someone's house or like in some corner? Uh-oh. Yeah, we don't want an outbreak down here. That would cause pandemonium. We looked at each other. Haku. A corpse left alone can bring about disease. That's true with, like, not just Haku. Harbors a lot of disease. The body would lose its color and its limbs would begin to crumble. Just like in that eerie drawing I saw before. I tried to bring Himika here myself if I only knew where to find him. Maybe, like, say his name 3 times or something. He does seem kind of, like, creepy and mystical. And, yeah, he just kind of pops up randomly. Hello, speak of the devil. Is someone looking for me? Ah, perfect timing. Have you heard? It seems someone has passed away and needs to be sent off as soon as possible. Sent off. For some reason, Himika stared at Riku. Oh, is he saying, like, Riku could do it? What? I am on my way to do work on the surface. Riku of the Blue, you can perform Tamagomi, correct? Can you attend to it? Huh? Yes, he could. I mean... like, is it that bad to do both? I feel like both of these guys are very quick workers, or do they need to, like, do a whole ceremony? Then I must be going now. Himika bowed and quickly left the area. And he's like, you do it. You take care of Body and Yomi and see how you like it. I guess because Riku only really does ceremonies for the blue. It gets to... Maybe this time he gets to see, like, the nitty-gritty side of it instead. Hey, wait! Why are you... Before we knew what happened, Himiko was nowhere to be found. Hey! Did you hear that? Why, that damn Undertaker! Isn't he the dancer guy from the Blue? I doubt he'll do anything to help us. Okay, now we gotta help him. Which is why everyone on the surface wants Riku to turn them into a shiny show when they die. Compared to the others, his rate is tenfold. I forgot that Riku can send people off. And he's like, uses that power. Yeah, I mean, yeah, he doesn't use it often, except, yeah, that one time we saw him use it when he wasn't supposed to. He's probably scared of using it now. Got him into hot water. Understood. Let me handle it. The crowd grew louder as Riku stepped forward for the job. Is the deceased in that house? Wait a minute! We can't pay that kind of money! Free service, I'm guessing. We're gonna do it for free. You're Lord Riku of the Blue, right? I heard it cost an arm and a leg to hire you. Even if we all chipped in, we wouldn't have enough to pay you for your service. That may be true, but I'm not planning on charging you anything for my services. There are no rules against mourning those in Yomi. Allow me to perform last rites as a way of showing my respect. Huh? The people of Yomi and the surface are the same to me. Yes. This is after the revelation that he was... If things were a little different, he could have been down here as well. Now, please make some space. His gentle yet dignified smile made the people around him step back in fear. I'm sorry there's no music to accompany the ritual, but I will pray for their eternal peace as best as I can. Don't worry, we have our own soundtrack in the background. Okay, cool. We get to see another, like, a dancing CG. The slight movement of Riku's arms was enough to immediately change the atmosphere around us. A little kabuki dance. The murmuring slowly turned to sighs of awe. The people were mesmerized by his every move. Riku, you were amazing back then, but you're even better now. The people of Yomi and the surface are the same to me. He said it without any hesitation. It seemed he really had found the answer he was looking for. I've never seen anything so beautiful before. I'm not dreaming, am I? Someone from the blue is really dancing in Yomi? It's not a dream, it's real. That dead guy is gonna come back to life. No way he'd stay dead and miss seeing this. Oh, that'd be scary. I kind of like... And like all around like the background there's always these little like triangle like crystal things, but I kind of like how like his hair like almost looks like he has butterflies in it. I know it wasn't the time or place, but I had to try hard to stifle a chuckle. I understand why they feel that way. Wasn't he the soldier at Kanado? I thought he didn't give two shits about us. I can vouch that Riku isn't like that at all. He's just... awkward. Yeah, he hides his awkwardness under like a veneer of serious dignity. I responded to each of them in my mind. I'm sure the military will change one day. He continued his graceful dance. There was no trace of contempt in his expression. I love you the way you are now. I'm so glad I met you. No one was murmuring anymore. The blue light shone upon the area in the crisp silence. Oh, you didn't even leave. Go to work. Thank you very much. It's like, alright, I didn't have to use Batsu. Hibiko's more like straight-laced, right? He's just like, bam, done. Alright, next one. He's got volume on his side. What? I just finished what I needed to do. That was a splendid performance. Really? Did you just like run up to the surface and be like, Batsu, and then like run down to like finish sing the dance? Or was the dance that long? I'm glad to hear that, but... let me first apologize for pointing my blade at you the last time we met. I mean, I don't blame you, it's kind of scary. Ah! All the way back then. Come to think of it, he did do that before. Was that in the prologue? It felt like aeons ago. That's fine. It did not bother me at all. Even so, it was incredibly rude of me. I'm truly sorry. You have already made up for it. Then, I suppose that will do. Yes, I suppose it will do. Himika seemed to be quite happy today. We're seeing a lot of Himika this time. I guess, yeah, as Batsu users, I guess they should have like more interactions together. But yeah, like in the other routes, you didn't see like hide nor hair of him. Undertaker Himika, I have a question I'd like to ask you. What is it? I heard you possess tremendous power in Batsu. Aren't you ever afraid of it? That time we met, you were about to use it on someone. Do you ever find it enjoyable? You did not realize that it was only an empty threat. It was to protect her. Wait. It didn't seem that way back then. Riku. You're too serious to understand empty threats or sarcasms or jokes or anything. Riku, do you know where the blue came from? From the blood of Hiroko. Himika smiled and held up the crystal that Riku had given him. What a good and beautiful color. Riku, you are able to use Batsu because your soul is pure and strong. What? It is true that Batsu is something to be feared, but it is also needed on the island. The people of the blue have a serious nature that makes it easy to worry. But don't worry, Hiroko will not punish you for it. Do you know the guy? I almost want to say, like, is Himika Hiroko? You seem to know the guy. Huh? Himika? Please take care of the dead when I'm not around. See you again. Yeah, now I'm very curious about Himika. But yeah, we can't do his route until we finish Yosuga, because I think he gets unlocked after you do 4 routes. And with that, Himika put the show into his lantern and left at once. What was that? Just now. Slightly confused, Riku frowned and looked at me. He's unique, isn't he? Even though he's rather sweet. Sweet. Well, I suppose. Yeah, sweet for an Undertaker. Is he like that because he's the Undertaker? I think he has like a... I don't know, for some reason he seems very attached to Byakuya. He seems to he likes her and wants to protect her. I mean, you can say that like with all the guys though. Like Akaza seems to like and protect Byakuya, but like... is it because she's Olympia, last of the white, and like he like just wants to protect her bloodline, or is it something else? I'm not sure. I have to admit, I do feel a little better now. I would not mind talking to him again since we both have the same power. You really should get to know him. I'm sure you two would be great friends. Just as Riku gave a shy smile, I saw Tokisada approaching us, someone else that I've not seen, like, in this route much. Hi. Hello there. Hello, Tokisada. That was amazing. That was a Tobagomi ritual, right? I've never seen it performed before. It was like watching a god do his work. I had no idea you could do something like that. Ugh. I forgot to introduce myself. I'm Amakusa Shiro Tokisada of the Green. Have they, like, not interacted with each other at all? I've heard many things about you, Lord Riku, but this is the first time we've met, isn't it? Yes, I am Riku of the Blue. Pleased to meet you. The pleasure's all mine. It's like the... almost like... They're like... very similar, these two. They almost seem like opposites, like one's very childlike, one's very serious, but like when it comes to naivete, they're like very similar. Wait a second. Lord Riku, where's your color ribbon? Did you lose it by chance? He's forsaken it. Well, about that. It was a bit too heavy for me, so I took it off. Took it off? Are you sure it's alright for you to do that? Yeah, it seems like everyone needs like a badge around here. That's kind of scary. It's no problem at all. Well, I guess you're right. It is surprisingly heavy. He solemnly ran his finger across his color ribbon. Tokisada? This is like all the pressure he feels, like being of the green and trying to do something spectacular with it. Sorry about that. I probably shouldn't have asked you. Well, I'm off to the bathhouse now, so if you'll excuse me. Tokisada bowed and turned around. Suddenly, Riku called out to him. Lord Tokisada, if there's anything troubling you, feel free to talk to me anytime. Yeah, maybe we can have some, like, katana time or something, right? They both use swords. Huh? As thanks for complimenting my dance. Tokisada blinked his eyes repeatedly. Then his eyes twinkled mysteriously. You're a lot nosier than you look, Lord Riku. But I like people like that. Thank you very much. I'll keep that in mind. Tokisada smiled bashfully and quickly took his leave. Alright, a little interaction I wasn't expecting. I'm sure you'll get along well with Himika and Tokisada. Yes, I do hope so. Now then, shall we get going? Yeah, like people that he usually doesn't interact with. He interacts with Akaza because they're like school friends. Of course, but where is it you wanted to take me? Well, it's to the Korowari? Riku, I got word from your messenger. What is it you wanted to talk about? Akaza, my friend. I have a special favor I need to ask of you. If possible, can we have your doctor from the Black join us? That is, if he's willing to talk to me. Don't worry about it. He isn't the type to hold a grudge. We're having a meeting. Hey, Kuroba, you better not be sleeping. Get up. It's like, get up, you bastard. Oh, I didn't know I was intruding on his sleep. I'm very sorry. It's his fault for having an inconsistent schedule. Don't worry about it. You'll get used to it. He's like ready to kick the door down. This is almost exactly what happened when I first met Kuroba. Is the Kodawari really like this? Is they comfortable enough to just kick down the door? Morning. Ugh. You can sleep later. Yeah, huh? You're that confused soldier who packed up and moved to Yomi. It's Riku. Yeah, I know. What brings you here? You look like you want to talk. I'm sorry to have woken you from your sleep, but I felt that you ought to know the truth. And? What do you mean by that? In the room was me, Riku, Akaza, and Kuroba. It was clear that this wouldn't be a normal conversation. You both know, of course, that she was attacked the other day. I think I know who orchestrated the attack. Do you now? Riku? Is it someone he knows? Or are they gonna, like, make it be canon in Nagusa again? I don't know. I don't know if they'd make it canon in Nagusa. They were involved the last 2 routes. In response, I tugged on his arm. He never hinted anything about it in front of me. But before going further, I need to tell you everything that I know. Everything. My hand fell off his arm, hearing his solemn voice. Is there something else he didn't tell me? A certain person is conducting an experiment, not Kuroba. Using Sho to regenerate parts of the body lost to Haku. Oh. I mean, pretty sure a lot of people would like to have their, like, arms back. Ken would probably like to have his pee-pee back as well, but... Hey! Easy, like, it's not me, alright? I'm doing something else. Kuroba was the first one to respond. His expression was no different from Riku's. I know the 2 of you know this as members of the Kotowari. Sho, created from Tamagomi, forcibly extracting a living person's soul of the highest purity. Alright, so I always get confused between the 2. Tamagomi and Tamasogi? Is that like the 2? One versus living versus on a dead person? The highest purity? That's right. Normally, the Sho are different depending on how Batsu is used and the wielder's skill. I'm not sure that purity is the right word. After all, the purest Sho seem to come from those who have been executed. Okay, there's a... Yeah, that's... maybe that's why the executions are happening so frequently. It's not that... Huh. Maybe they don't really care, like, what they're doing. They're just trying to find every excuse to harvest pure Sho. Batsu on a living person? Akaza and Kuroba didn't look surprised. They clearly knew all about it. But they probably didn't want to disclose that to me. Batsu's power varies depending on its user. Generally, the stronger the Batsu, the more beautiful the resulting Sho. And I assume Yosuga knows this too, which is why he said it like that. So that I wouldn't be irritated or get hurt. The greater the purity, the stronger its effects when used for medicine. Okay, so this is kinda... is the government using executions to harvest high quality Sho now? There's a new facet to this. Just harvesting people. Stop! Just stop right there! Kuroba's expression. Does he know something? Riku, don't tell me! A certain face appeared in my mind. An ill omen of flowing white sleeves. It's the doctor, right? Like, he's the only other person that we know who would be researching this. Is that person conducting the research? He didn't answer the question, but smiled in a way that was neither a denial nor an affirmation. The purer the Sho, the stronger its effects on human cells, which is why the person needs them in such large quantities. My heart refused to accept what I was thinking. He's trying to save someone or restore someone, but the price is a bunch of people from the Hazushi, maybe? A lot of lives lost to save one person. The gruesome truth was about to be revealed. If it's related to the kidnapping, it must mean the idiot's finally gone insane, huh? Yes, it makes sense that Kuroba would know the creator of this medicine. I somehow managed to shake any further upsetting thoughts from my mind. I received the report earlier from the military. The person who attacked her escaped while the guards were out of sight and jumped from a window to his death. Now, Dead men tell no tales, I guess. Huh? But it's interesting how he was able to escape so easily. Considering he likely had no special training whatsoever. Maybe he was pushed. Damn it! Kuroba kicked a chair, which turned over and fell to the floor. Hello. Tatsugi. The secretary. I don't remember what voice it's probably the generic voice. Lord Akaza, forgive me for interrupting. What is it? There's a suspicious man out at the entrance who mentioned that Lord Riku told him to come here. Yes, I did. I'm sorry, but please let him through. Did we invite the perpetrator over? Huh? Yes, then... Riku, who did you call? Don't tell me you told him to come. Are we ready for him? No, it's someone who may be our ace in hand. Ace in hand? Excuse me again, I brought him to see you. Thank you. I slowly look towards the door. What? You! You're that person who attacked me! What? Huh? What the hell is going on here? I actually captured him back then, but I let him escape. And then you just, like, find him later? What? Track him down? Put some tracking magic on him? Riku reached into his pocket. This color ribbon has his name and address on it. So I took this as ransom and ordered him to go into hiding. Why would you bring your... doing a crime, why would you take your ID with you? I guess you do need it to, like, get around everywhere, but... I was like, like, all your info is on there. Yesterday, I went on business to see him and told him to report here today. Huh? What are you trying to do? Are we gonna try to have him betray his employer? Gonna be a spy. Like, I see. That was clever, Riku. Hey, you. You're lucky Riku saved your ass. Your partner just died this morning. The coachman? What? Tell everyone your name. My name is Akuta. Akuta, who ordered you to abduct her? Uh-oh. Spill it. Or would you rather be handed over to the military and get executed before breakfast? If you are willing to testify without perjury, I can reduce your sentence. Looks like your buddy was forced to take a dive from high up. I wonder what'll happen to you. Akuta, you do realize you should be thanking this man, right? If you had been captured with your partner, you would likely be dead by now. But... yeah, like, the military want to kill you, and probably the person who hired you also wants to kill you as well, because, yeah, dead men tell no tales. Akuta, please. You need to tell us the truth. I can't make any promises, but I'll do what I can to have your sentence reduced as well. Yeah, become a double agent for us. I'll speak in defense for you too. I don't care anymore that you hit me. Oh man, this guy's not gonna get off scot-free, definitely, but... I mean, I wouldn't put much stock into our defenses, because it seems like no matter what we say, a lot of times people get punished for it. Anyway. Akuta, are you not aware of the situation? You know what I told the people of the island on their 18th birthday. That no one shall threaten or behave in a way that would bring her harm. And those who defied my order would be punished accordingly. Don't tell me you didn't know. Oh, I'm well aware. Then spill it. This is your last chance. Yes, he did attack me before, but I felt a bit sorry for him now, getting hassled by all these men. There's no way he could stand up to these three interrogating him. It's Lord Sakyo from the hospital. Okay, so he is the bad guy this time. He's been very quiet in the last two routes. But yeah, for some reason he's been very polite in this one. I mean, in Kuroba's route, he's like, you better get Olympia's blood and like all that. Kind of threatening. So in this route, is he like playing more his hand this time? I heard heavy sighs all around me. Alright, is he doing unscrupulous experiments? Riku, he's a valuable witness. You don't mind if we hold him here, do you? Not at all. That's why I told him to come here. There's witness protection here. Akaza nodded and led Akuta outside. He was probably going to be in Tatsugi's custody. After a short while, Akaza returned. Riku, can I ask you something? When did you begin suspecting that he was behind the plot? I know, it's like we haven't really seen that much involvement from him other than just like conversations. If you handed Akuta to the military, they would have destroyed the evidence. That's why you took his color ribbon, right? To be honest, it was simply a hunch. As I was chasing after him, I thought about who would gain the most from abducting her. It wasn't just the protective order you issued. If something terrible happened to her, we would risk losing the sun forever. So who among us would take such a risk? It was then that it struck me. I mean, a lot of people would take the risk. Kanon took the risk, and he's just like, you know what? This world could just, yeah, go to hell, pretty much. He told me before that he was researching the Woman of the White for a means to cure Haku. Alright, revelations. I mean, he did kind of mention that before in Kuroba's route, but he didn't try to really abduct us. He was a little more respectful, just kind of maybe forceful with Kuroba, like, hey, you better get some samples. Is he, like, trying to use all of our body for this research, though? That can become infected if left untreated. We should have it cleaned right away. He's trying to lure us into the hospital building. Those moments before disaster. What are you saying? I cannot overlook the injuries of Olympia. Acting like a kind of doctor, but trying to like lure us in where we can't run away. The image of his cold smile sent a shiver down my spine. I guess Byakuya felt bad vibes from him, I guess, because she never, like, wanted to step foot in the hospital. So I was a nuisance to him and a specimen at the same time? Maybe that's why he called out to me when I was alone. I didn't know that happened. I doubt he would have nabbed you there and then. He probably wanted to check you out first. To be honest, he's been bugging me too. He asked for my help to find a way to check your white blood somehow. He's targeting her because she's the only one left, and the only one who ever came to the island, I'm assuming. Kuroba nodded with a grave expression. I wanted to be a man of the blue. Riku's fingers rose to his chest. They ran across the spot where he used to wear his color ribbon. It wasn't long after I joined the military that I heard about his research. He said he wanted to help those in suffering, but in helping those suffering, he sacrifices other people. I mean, surely a little blood wouldn't hurt, but yeah, if he's like trying to use... If he's trying to chop us up into like little bits, I'm like, okay, put on the brakes here. The previous leader of the Blue, Lord Akon, passed away from Haku. Many others have lost their limbs, or worse, their lives. Of course, I fear the disease as well. I thought his research would be worthwhile. I believe that it was necessary for the future of this island. Many of the Hazushi I saw were convicted of wrongdoings. Or at least that's what I was telling myself, but then they were like pretty much... The charges were greatly exaggerated, probably, just so they could harvest their show crystal. Since the show of the executed are treated as waste, I felt that putting them to good use was for the best. Then, when I saw that the number of executions had increased, I assumed it was due to a growing lack of discipline. No. It's because of the reward and, like, people getting executed for, like, barely any evidence. Then... Oh, this is gross. Treating people like this. Whose only crime was just, like, loving someone. Riku clenched his fist. Then I captured a woman back at Kunado. Yesterday I went to the headquarters under the guise of submitting my suspension report and secretly searched the records. Her record showed no evidence of her crime. That meant I couldn't bring myself to speak up. There's no evidence, they just grabbed her. But I knew Akaza and Kurobo were thinking the same thing. If he's behind this, if he's orchestrating the arrests and sending innocents to the deaths for his research, we have like a crazy doctor on our hands, oh god. I need to stop him, no matter what. Perhaps that is why he has a strong attachment to the Blue. He has been kind to me since my childhood. Riku already suspected this last night. No one should ever have to shed tears like Kaina. I'll bring change to this island. He must have been trying to strengthen his resolve. Riku. I owe that man a lot. I've always known he always wanted to revive parts of the body lost to Haku. I was seriously praying that he'd find a cure or some kind of treatment for it one day. No, I bet all the other doctors were too. It's common knowledge in the field that the purer the show, the better. To put it bluntly, show from executions are in relatively short supply. so let's increase executions. Oh god. He's the one who said we could use them for research, but can't authorize it as treatment. Short supply. I still respect him to a certain degree, so I sort of understand how you feel. Riku gave a weak smile. It hurt to see him so full of conflicting emotions. Akaza, my friend. Kurobo of the Black. Riku straightened up, then bowed deeply to them both. It was a pitiful display I showed back then. So I understand if you do not wish to help, but... Please, I beg of you to lend me your hand. I have already relinquished my collar and ribbon. I am also on suspension. I have nothing now. I'm sure it's your duty to apprehend the culprit behind her abduction. But I wish to apprehend this person myself as a man. Don't be ridiculous. Do you really think that would shake my trust in you? I discovered that the military had plans to arrest Yogi, just as they planned to arrest Satsuki. Luckily Yogi... I hope Yogi's okay. He went offshore. but their conflicting accounts of the story gave little grounds for arrest. I took him into custody under the pretext of obtaining more evidence. Thank goodness! So is he safe now? Of course. Oh god, I saved Yogi. We barely saved Satsuki. I see. That's good to hear. Riku's eyes narrowed in relief. He was finally able to say that now. Riku, on the day of our reconciliation, I would be happy to celebrate with drinks. But first, we'll need to go after our target. As you are aware, there is no escape from this island. I am certain he is aware of it too. But can he be arrested? He seems to be doing very illegal stuff, but it seems to be like sanctioned by the military? Or at least the military is helping him by collecting show? I don't know him very well, so there's no telling what he may do if he's cornered. You're right. We should go after him right away. Oh, to the hospital. So, do we drag him out or wait for him to show? I'd prefer to avoid a struggle, considering the number of sick and injured present. How about I go in and check on him? I could take a look at his schedule, too. Wait, over there! He's coming! To act natural, guys! Let's go. We take a look around before approaching him. Hi! How you doing, Sakyo? Lord Sakyo, we need to speak with you. Riku brought out the collar ribbon he took as ransom. The color ribbon he took from Akuta. Is that like a yellow color ribbon or like one of the secondary, like the orangey yellowy hues? You've been caught. Please come with us. I agreed we should try to avoid a struggle. To curious onlookers, we might have only been having a conversation amongst ourselves. Then, can you take me to the beach? Huh? I do not wish to cause a commotion here. In the interest of my patient's health. The beach, you say? Are you... Oh, so you can't really swim away, can you? Why don't we talk someplace quiet and secluded? Nothing and no one can escape this island. My fate has already been sealed, has it not? Allow me one last look at the beautiful ocean. We were all puzzled by his response. He was much calmer than we expected. Does he have help coming? He spoke as if suggesting a relaxing stroll, or has he just, like, kind of given up on it? It was a surprising reaction to our sudden confrontation. In light of your past contributions to the advancement of medicine, we trust we don't need to resort to handcuffs. Please show us that our good faith is justified. Yeah, don't try to run. Also, don't try any stabby things, alright? Like Haroba? Why, of course. Ah, the weather is wonderful today. His relaxed nature was no different at the beach. It's a little unnerving. We know it. The cornered rat fights back. What does he have up his sleeve? Not gonna bring out a gun, is he? Like Cannon did? In contrast, our party's gloomy expression made it seem like we were the ones in the wrong. I often used to swim out here as a child. Of course, I've not done so since my body became hideous. He stood near the shore and looked up at the bright sky. Riku walked closely beside him, as everyone else kept a distance to give them space. Lord Sakyo, did you order the rest of those branded Hazushi? I did not order anything. I merely stated that acquiring more show from the executions would help accelerate the discovery for a cure for Haku. And that made other people more desperate to help. You incited unrest. Riku, everyone on this island is afraid of Haku. The military is comprised of those in the primary and secondary tiers. Along with pride, they are capable of feeling fear. And yeah, they're the most susceptible for contracting Haku, so of course they want to help. The medicine we have cures Haku only half of the time, which is highly ineffective. A new medicine was developed some time ago, but most refused to risk its side effects. Kuroba knows about that. And even if they do survive the ordeal, they are still scarred from the mutilation. Just like me. He traced his eye with his finger. I was never in this only for myself, you know. It is a painful and excruciating thing to live life in a hideous form. In a sense, it may be even worse than death. I mean, people could make it work. Fuso made it work. He found happiness, although he was very lucky. He could have gone down the villain route, but he managed to find love on Tenyo Island. Riku, neither you nor the others here have shown any symptoms of Haku, have you? You have never seen your own body rot and fall apart, have you? The image of that drawing came to mind. I couldn't even imagine what it felt like to watch your limbs lose their color and rot away. Think about it. Can you imagine how painful it is to live life like that? So I ask you, is it a crime to try and save others from that fate? What right did we have to answer his questions? But yeah, you're saving others while killing people, though. You're just trying to save those you think are beautiful. No one could say anything in response. But you all came to see me, and brought me here because you felt I committed a crime. He slowly reached into his robe. He has a gun! Okay. Okay, he did bring a gun. Gonna Persona 3 himself. You have all come to judge me with your young, beautiful, arrogant sense of justice. Hello? Who's the arrogant one? You're the one who's just subtly offing Hazushi just to get more research material. Lord Sakyo. He's holding himself hostage. No one will judge me. I shall judge myself. Please stop. What are you doing? I have no regrets, and I will not pay for my actions. I did this all of my own volition. Just stop! Stop! I reached out to him, but quickly drew my arm back. I didn't know what to do in this situation. Lord Sakyo, I understand what you said, but why are you acting as though you're being falsely accused? The Lord Sakyo I know would never do such a thing. He gave a grin hearing Riku's words. I wasn't sure if he was smiling or smirking with hatred. Recently, I developed new symptoms of Haku. Oh, he's getting more desperate then. He's got a resurgence of the disease. News for Kuroba. You never told me anything about that. Not once. I am a doctor, so I noticed the symptoms early and took some medicine to suppress it. Thankfully, it worked. But what if it returns tomorrow? What if the medicine fails? Without any cure, all that awaits is death. You take the other medicine. And with my death, my research will end. I will have let down all these people, desperately awaiting a cure for these symptoms. He hurt me many times before with his words. His white coat swaying was an ill omen to me. But I couldn't bring myself to hate him now. Kuroba, I'm sure you are dying to ask me where my sense of pride is as a doctor. I'd like to hear your answer. Pride alone can save no one. Kuroba's body shook with irritation. I want to save those who are suffering. I want to bring them peace. You say very nice words, but what about the Hazushi? I am sure you all see me as a madman, but I have no regrets about who I am. No one else said anything. But if there is one thing I regret, it is that I was unable to examine the white with my own hands. Ugh. Oh no, I'm kind of like having an inkling, like what's the bad ending gonna be like? Why make it sound like that? I could give you a blood sample, but why make it sound creepy? Lord Sakio, please put down your gun. I didn't come here to try to take your life. But the results will be the same. And I'd rather not go to a Shanaton. Please put your gun down. Riku, why are you pleading with me? You've won, haven't you? My fate was sealed the moment you took that man's color ribbon. Riku's expression twisted into a pained grimace. Honestly, it was a surprise. I did not expect you to be led to you like this so quickly. It's easy to give orders, but there is always the possibility that the person will betray you. The safest and most reliable method is to dirty your own hands. I was sure Akaza and Kuroba had plenty to say to him. But they simply looked on at the two in silence. He has himself hostage. What can they do? They try to step in and he's gonna pull the trigger. Please, hand your gun over to me. Like I said, I will judge myself. Lord Sakio! Dear Maiden of the White, please close your eyes. It would not do for you to see my brain splattered upon the ground. What are you saying? Just put the gun down! Akaza and Kuroba were slowly closing in. But they weren't close enough. One wrong move and Sakio would pull the trigger. The gun! Please give it to me! The waves bring forth what one seeks. Huh? I was unable to find anything good out here, so I hope the waves will answer my last wish. Waves, I ask that you wash my hideous carcass away from her sight. What are you? You have won, Riku. He smiled and put the gun to his chin. No! Riku doesn't want things to end like this. I don't want him to die. Huh? The waves say no. Nay, suddenly, the ocean surface began to rise. Huge waves billowed forth, heading towards the shore where Sakio was standing. What? The waves roared like a beast. It was like a whirlpool surging towards us with tremendous force, with the intent of swallowing him. No! Don't take him away! Just take the gun. Maybe the wave will, like, disarm him. And just like that, the roaring waves wavered as though they were confused. Do we have the power to control the ocean here? We are all very confused. Huh? He's still alive! Don't take him out to the ocean! I instinctively issued my command. Lord Sakyo! Are we all alive? We okay? I mean, it wouldn't be the first time something weird saved us. This time it was a wave. Last time it was Daifuku. Oh, hello. Lord Sakyo. I didn't know you were a bottom. Lord Sakyo. Are you okay? This is a weird perspective. He's alive! Because the gun got washed away. Yes. Somehow. Your gun is waterlogged and useless now. Please give up already. Riku took the gun away and tossed it to Akaza. I guess missed and splashed in the water. Lord Sakyo, I always did what I could to stay with the blue. I wanted to live up to elder sisters and your expectations, but also because I was scared. I was born to parents branded as Hazushi. I was a child of the most unforgivable sin. If anyone found out, I would surely have been sent back to Yomi. The waves were silent now. The ocean had returned to its calm state. 6 months after I joined the military, I carelessly wandered near the execution grounds and heard the voice of a person being executed by Tamasogi. Oh god, did he hear horrific screams? I never heard anything so horrific in my life. Shrieks of pain, cries that cursed the world, a voice filled with sorrow beyond my imagination. I closed my eyes. He's probably like imagining his parents going through that. The disturbing scene played out in my mind's eye. I can assume my father, who I'll never know, died in the same manner. I did not want to die like that myself. It was then I started to wonder whether that misery was truly justified or not. And yet, I still wanted to be with the blue. That's all you've ever known. I wanted to live as a proud member of the blue class. I was confused. I thought hating and removing the lower classes would assure my own position. But I just felt miserable with myself. Riku took a handful of wet sand. Why did you tell me about your research? You told me that only a select few in the military knew what you were doing. So why me? It's because you are the person I trust most in this world, Riku. Riku squeezed the wet sand in his hand. I thought you would not betray me. But I suppose I have been proven wrong. Why? Why did he look so calm? He showed no signs of wanting to curse Riku. You know, he probably feels a little betrayed, but yeah, he's been doing bad things, so. Lord Sakyo, you've taught me many things. You're like my father and my brother. Elder sister is like my mother and my sister. I am who I am now because of what you two have taught me. Which is why I want you to live. Riku, I do not believe your research is bad in itself. All I ask is that you correct what is wrong and set your path straight again. I believe that your research will one day save the people of the island. Oops. Scrolled too fast. I'll be praying for you at Ashanaton. So please Please don't try to take your life away ever again. Riku's pleas resounded across the shore, silencing the sound of the waves. I could only watch them with bated breath. Soon. Riku. I am sure you'll become a fine leader of the Blue. I hope to see it with my own eyes. Or one eye. Does that mean he's gonna live? Love on trial. Why love on trial? Why not Sakyo on trial? Do we have to reaffirm our relationship now? Alright, well, that conflict is resolved. We will see what this trial is about in the next episode. Alright, well, you guys suspecting Sakyo was wrong. We're right. It would have been, yeah, it would have been weird if it was canon again. So it does make sense that like some other people are also working in the background to try to either change things on the island or do terrible things. With canon, it was despair. With Sakyo, he had good intentions, but yeah, just went about the most terrible way of doing it by hurting others. And I'm surprised, like, we didn't really suspect that much at Kuroba's route, because, yeah, like, him and Kuroba being doctors, you think more would be being spilled. I guess we did, like, figure out that he really wanted samples from Byakuya, though, which should have been, like, a red flag. Alrighty, well, it's been a long chapter. So we might finish off Riku's route in the next episode. Typically the ending chapter is like really short, so we'll probably just like mash them together. And yeah, we'll get the ending for Riku's route, and then oh boy, after that will be bad endings. Ugh. I have a bad feeling, for some reason I have a bad feeling that Byakuya is gonna get experimented on. I hope I'm wrong. Yeah, that would be a scary ending. Alrighty, anywho, I hope you guys are having a fun and relaxing time, and I'll see you in the next episode. Bye-bye.